right. What do we got for the hot sheets today, Richard?
All right, well, great, Savannah. That's Savannah Pearson again, the Robin Quivers to my Howard Stern on the hot sheets for, well, today is March 16th, 2026, right? So let's go over the numbers because that's what the hot sheets is. Calling balls and strikes, but letting you know the data usually tells, well, I guess we call it the truth. Let's check it out. So in March, so far, 39 homes as of today have closed. And that is right now about 27 light of the 66 we did last year for the whole month of March. But that's just half the month's story here as we sit on the 16th. As we again go back to January and February, unit volume has been up in each of those months. And in March, oh my goodness, each day that I look at what's going to close in March, I get more and more stunned and surprised. Is it a trend? Despite what's happening internationally, the conflict that's presently taking place in the Middle East could be a variable we need to pay attention to. But I have been telling folks, and I will say it again and again, the unit volume is getting substantial. And if what I'm seeing is accurate, we are going to close something northward of 88 homes on 30A this month of March. Let's take a look at those numbers and make sure they're still accurate. So I'm looking at my search criteria because every time I look at these numbers, this month I've been surprised every single time, not in a substantial way, because I do expect the unit volume to be up, but my goodness gracious, it's been creeping up, and now I'm seeing 91 today, set to close. Let me look at that criteria and make sure it's accurate. Yeah, that's the data. 91 homes are going to close compared to the 60 some odd we had in March of last year. That's a huge percentage increase in unit volume, and that tells you something, and it tells me everything I've been saying for the last year. I don't think we're really in a universal buyer's market anymore. I really don't. Now, in some markets, I'm seeing that. I was looking at one submarket today on behalf of a client, and it's still a little bit of buyer's market. Moderating, but still a buyer's market. Watercolor is not a buyer's market right now. It just isn't. The inventory doesn't support that it's a buyer's market. The months of inventory is now below 6 months of inventory. So it is market specific. 30A is a whole bunch of different vibes, as you know. But what's going to happen in the month of April? That's the real question. Have we pulled forward some demand in April somehow? And April might end up a little light. Of the 76 homes that we sold last year, how many are set to close right now in April? I got to tell you, for April, I'm getting the same feeling that I have now for March. I'm looking here on the 16th of March, which is a good day to benchmark where April's going to come out. We have 76 homes that sold last year. As I just said, 50 are on the books to close. And I guess I got to tell you, the Jabbour Luxury Group, as many of you know, is one of the leading teams on 30A, routinely in the top 10 of all the agents or teams on 30A. And the way I count it, we're the number 4 team in 2025 when we compare ourselves kind of apples to apples. I can't compare myself to 79 agents that are clearing under one moniker. We're a team of 4. We clear under one moniker as 4 people and did about $107 million in gross volume in 2025. We're off to a slow start as a team this year. We're just now getting to about $18 million in gross volume, which is a little slow for us right now. But the market around us is a little quicker than that. So we feel just a touch out of step right now, but we'll get in step. And what I guess I'm saying is if we get in step, all of a sudden we'll add 3 or 4 or 5 homes to the month of April, and that's 54 or 5. And we're on March 16th. I got to tell you, looking at those numbers and the way I've tracked them for years now, we are going to close well more than 76 units in April. I think it's not just a little blip. I do think it's an emerging trend that I've been seeing for quite some time, and I've talked about it historically, and I'll be bringing back some of my historical market reports that aren't really public anymore just to check the messenger and see what he's been saying and see how much of it was accurate and how much was not. So, Savannah, I guess what I'm trying to tell these folks here is, well, even with what's going on internationally, I think we're okay. And if we get through this little geopolitical issue in some shorter fashion than some people might anticipate, I'm not sure. and things begin to restabilize in the oil market and some other concerns begin to dissipate. Was this an indication of a market beginning to really get ready to be solid again, to be a well-balanced market, in some cases along the 38 corridor, a seller's market, in some cases still a buyer's market, but on average, way more balanced than it has been, with the unit volume being what it is and inventory, well, declining. I hate to say it. The months of inventory in the aggregate is falling. In certain specific markets, it's falling quite measurably. I suppose if I had to say one thing to some people, if you have a home that you've been thinking about bringing to the market, don't swing for the fences. Get a double. In other words, if the prevailing price in the market is $1,000 a square foot and those homes are sitting on the market 115, 120 days, and you want to get liquefied a little quicker, come at $950 a square foot, particularly if you will have done well. There will be buyers emerge, maybe more than one, and we've seen that happen. In fact, the other day, we had a client that was offering on a nice home, and I wish we could have gotten it for him, but we came in second place and did not, and it's already closed, and it closed at full list price. This market is functioning. Good homes are always good homes. The unit volume is rising again to get to levels we saw in 2018, 2019, and even early 2020 now as I see the numbers coming in. Absorption rates are quicker, and inventory is continuing to fall, and buyers are coming in, and the median price point on 30A is hovering around $2 million. I guess that was a big summary, and that's your hot sheets for March 16th, 2026. We'll see you later.